4L.
There you go. Yeah.
It's weird that you know that right on the top of your
yeah.
head. Like you
Dude.
just listened.
No, we listened to that
Wouldn't
shit
even
ton in
blame
eighth
it.
grade.
Gotta have your Laffy Taffy.
Stop pulling on that cord, man.
I'm gonna fucking. This is my audio grot.
Ta-ta.
What?
Got his ass. That was good, right?
I hate you.
What? Talking to the mic, Austin.
I'm sorry. I've tried to look. I forgot to keep my nose attached.
All right, okay. Tell him about Oak Island, Jesse.
I'm ready.
I don't know. Just give me the brief rundown. What is it? I don't
hit me
even.
up.
It's an island.
Okay. Well, it's done. We did it, boys. We solved another case.
Can I go home
Why
now?
the oak?
Yeah.
Oak
Deeper
trees.
questions remain. Oh my god.
Yeah.
From what I understand, is you've watched the show continuously.
Yep.
I've watched 0 episodes.
Yep.
Ditto. I have also seen
So
none of the
just
show.
give me like the sales pitch of it. You know.
Oh, a sales pitch.
No,
like,
hit
why
me
I
up with
watch
the
it.
IMDb synopsis. Well, actually,
Yeah.
give me a sales pitch first, but then
No.
give me the synopsis.
No sales pitch.
No sales
Tell
pitch.
me about it, dude. I don't know anything about it.
That's BS.
What do you mean?
You know.
The show. I don't know anything about the show. I've never watched
yeah.
it.
Well, the show, these two brothers,
Okay.
Okay.
they're twins.
Okay.
So far, I'm in.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah. Whoa.
Anyway, they just bought this island, and they've been searching for this treasure.
And why do they think there's a treasure? Like, where are they? What's?
They've been the people have been searching for the treasure since like 1795.
So how did they come about buying an island if there's like supposed treasure on it or whatever? Like,
These guys, I don't know.
okay, it doesn't tell you.
It doesn't.
Okay.
That's not mentioned.
Okay, that's fine.
Mm-mm.
Okay, so every season they're just like, "Hey, man, we're gonna try digging over here for a whole season."
Well, no, they just do. They dig in different places.
Did they just
But, like-
spray paint an
and they-
X at the beginning of each season
All right,
and
there's
go,
so much
"Here we
damn
go."
information. This isn't even gonna like.
That's okay.
That's what we do.
Don't know
We're
everything.
4 skeptical
Yeah, yeah.
fellows
So-
who chill in the bellows, and we go
Stop.
over all of the facts.
That's my penis right now. Hearing this story.
I'm deflated, and it's lackluster.
All right,
Hit me
anyway.
with the facts.
So the reason they think there's treasure here,
Okay.
because back in 1795, Daniel McGinnis, he was a teenager at the time,
Okay.
just screwing around with his buddy, and they see
Like
this like
canoodling or messing around in the woods.
it wasn't acceptable back then, so I doubt they were canoodling.
I mean, but the
It's
woods
it's
would have
way-
been the
very-
only
way,
place
way
to do
different
it.
than today.
Wait, hold on. They were making noodles. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, easy, Mac.
Okay, go on.
Anyway, they saw this depression under this oak tree.
The Great.
The Great Depression did not
No,
happen in
not this one.
1795.
This depression.
Okay. Depression under the oak tree.
Yeah.
And then what? They started digging. They started what?
Yeah, they dug a little bit and they saw these oak trees stacked
I can't hear
in
you.
a line. Oak trees stacked in a line.
Okay.
And so they dug them up. They took the oak trees out and they kept digging. And for like 90 feet, they found every 10 feet there were these oak trees, like horizontal, like
What? Like dead oak trees or what?
dead. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, like wood.
I was
No,
I was
the-
picturing them vertically. Like I was just picturing like a giant oak tree dig a little bit more.
I thought you just thought that they were living, like they were an underground.
That's exactly what I was just like, that's
But
weird.
I thought you thought they were a horizontal breed of underground oak tree, and I was like, as cool of a species of plant as that sounds.
I was thinking of his layers.
It's like an onion.
Kind of. I'm more like a layer
Money
cake.
pits have layers.
Uh,
That way you just.
Ooh, I heard that.
Yes, Senator.
so like, there's like a thing like this, right? Like a little divot in the ground.
Got it.
And
Aye, aye,
then
Captain.
in the ground, there's like
So far, I'm feeling you.
oak trees like this. You know?
Okay.
Should those be under the hole?
Yes.
Okay.
This is just a diagram.
I'm just asking why they
Come on,
weren't
guys.
under the hole in the diagram.
So
Keep
this
going.
is like, if you were looking in the hole, this is what you would see.
Okay, is crisscrossing,
So-
Jenga-esque.
Not Jenga.
Are they stacked horizontally
I'm not
or
saying it's
vertically?
branded.
Horizontally.
Okay.
Yeah, duh.
Sorry.
That's why I said Jenga. I'm not saying they're branded and people are
Jenga
pulling
goes in
them
3
out.
dimensions.
Yes, it's like a fucking Jenga tower.
Got it. Lincoln Logs.
Yes, Lincoln Logs is more like it.
There we go.
That's more appropriate.
Now we're
too.
getting
We've
somewhere.
got it,
Finally,
yeah.
juice.
Gosh.
yeah. This
Okay.
is where we answer
Okay.
the hard questions and figure out the hard truths.
Anywho,
Got it.
they saw these like every 10 feet and they kept digging. And then they got to 90 feet and they found this stone, this 90-foot stone. Like this.
Thanks. I couldn't visualize that.
Well, you didn't know what kind of stone it was.
A
It was
rectangle. What is that? A topaz? Rock expert?
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay, sorry.
It was granite, I think.
There was granite under there?
The stone
Okay.
was some type of stone. All
Okay,
right.
okay.
Was the rock.
Rock expert?
Anyway, there was like writing or like scripture on it. Not really scripture. It was like some language that nobody knows
On the stone.
on the stone. And basically they translated it and it said like treasure below.
Well, how did
Okay.
they translate it if they didn't know the language?
It was a cipher.
Okay.
It was like different symbols that nobody knew, but like they've had a bunch of people like decipher it.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw this pen square in
No,
your
I'm
eye.
good. Sorry, go ahead. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Got it.
All right.
I'm listening.
Jesus.
So then what, they kept
No,
digging
I'm
or
not
no?
Jesus, but
They're
I
just like-
appreciate
No,
it.
as soon as they removed like the 90-foot stone, like everything flooded. It's booby trapped.
Ooh. Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. And so every
this
season,
is known
what
as
they,
the money pit. No, this is not. This has nothing to do with the TV show.
what? I thought we were talking about the TV show.
Wait,
This
so
is
are
just
they,
what had happened.
are they digging in a different hole?
Yeah, like this was on the island,
All right.
right?
You guys just need to watch the show.
No, you're giving us
We're
a
gonna
synopsis. Keep
break
go- We're
for
asking-
7
synopsis of
seasons
the
of Oak
show.
Island.
No, you.
This is
It's
a synopsis of what happened, why they're doing the show.
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
we're
But
both.
that's
We're
the
looking
island,
for both. We're
right?
asking questions.
That's like that was on the island that they're looking on, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
I just want to make sure they're still digging the same spot.
Patrick, you're gonna have to repaint your walls.
He doesn't like blue.
Like a bull to red, Jesse to blue. Anger and fury follows.
I actually like blue.
I could tell.
Okay, so here's what I'm trying to understand. Like every season.
Okay, no, I'm not talking about the TV show.
Okay.
Ah,
Go
Keep
ahead.
going. McGinnis and his pit of
So
water.
it flooded, booby trap.
flooded, yeah.
Right.
And then ever since then, like people have been looking for treasure there, ever since 1795.
Okay.
So the treasure was there before 1795.
Okay. Got a timeline?
Yeah. And yeah, they removed that, got flooded. They think the treasure has connections to the Knights Templar, or there's like 25 different theories, but I think it's the Knights Templar.
Okay.
So we've got 25 episodes of this podcast. Is what you're telling me.
Yeah.
Can we just play Assassin's Creed? Isn't that like the premise of it?
That's why I didn't want to do this.
What? Why? No. What? I'm interested.
Are we
Next thing you
supposed
know-
to not make the joke?
Next thing you know, tomorrow, I've just binged through 2 seasons. Okay.
What's up, bright face? What you waiting for?
Are we at the show yet?
No,
Okay.
I will say when we're at the show.
My bad.
Well, then keep going, Jesse. Don't keep
Yeah.
me waiting on
Yeah.
bated breath. I'm going to get anxious.
I don't know. And then like, yeah, apparently the curse, why it's the curse of Oak Island is because apparently 8 people have to die before the treasure reveals its secrets. I don't know if you believe in that kind of thing or not, but
So
7
where-
people have died so far.
Where
looking
does
for the
that
treasure.
originate from?
Hold on. So did 8 people die before those boys found the treasure?
No.
Okay.
These people have died searching for the treasure.
Oh. I see
So
what you're
where
saying.
did the curse come from?
Because 8 people died from searching for the treasure.
Not yet.
Did
Only
somebody
7
just
have died.
wait?
Ooh, okay.
It seems so arbitrary. Where'd the curse come from? Did a witch wander along in
told
like
you, I didn't know
1871?
everything.
Like,
it was transcribed on the rock. Were you not
Evil.
listening to the story?
I didn't. Was there a curse?
Probably.
Oh,
Supposedly. Who
okay.
Okay.
knows? Like Teddy Roosevelt went and searched for treasure on the
Teddy
island.
Roosevelt.
Teddy.
My favorite
I thought that
Italian
was cool,
presidente. Keep going. Yeah, Teddy Roosevelt. Sorry.
Yeah.
Are we at the show yet?
Shut up, or Dad's gonna pull the car over.
Okay.
I'm waiting, man. I'm waiting.
What are you waiting for?
What's next?
So to this day,
Did we hit the part where the guy falls off the cliff? What happens? Are we at the top?
There's no cliff.
What's next?
Why would there be a cliff?
It was
it's an island.
It was like a metaphor. Keep going. What's next?
Why are you looking at me? I don't know what's next.
I know you don't know what's next.
I'm waiting.
With bated breath.
I don't know. Anyway, they found a bunch of crazy stuff on the island.
Like what's crazy stuff? Booby traps?
Crazy people? Is there an insane asylum?
Why are you looking at me like you're just like
Sequel to Shutter Island, Oak Island?
loosely based documentary on it?
No. So whatever. Blah 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 blah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Okay, you're saying. Go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, so the one dude who was on Oak Island for like 50 years dedicated his life to trying to find the treasure on there. His name is Dan Blankenship.
Okay.
And then he drilled a hole called 10X, and I don't know.
So we're at the show? Huh? Are we at the show?
No. He's gonna tell us when we're on the
Okay.
show. God.
Sorry, I missed part of it.
Listen.
All right, let's just talk about the show.
No. Whole X or whatever the hell. Keep going. I was listening. I just thought we were talking about the show.
Like no matter what it is, you just like move around.
I mean, okay, that is a shitty mic stand, but all right, now talk.
Jesse, how's it going? What'd you have for dinner?
I ate a whole pizza.
Damn
Nice.
it. I was hoping for pork chops.
No.
No throwback this week.
Oh yeah.
Keep going. Whole
Yeah, I ordered a
X,
pizza from Domino's.
Blankenshift or whatever the heck. Keep going.
Nope.
The
We're
hole.
talking about the show now.
No, I want to know about the hole. Why? What's the significance of the hole? You
That
made
was
the
my
hole.
bad, and I apologize. I
Damn
didn't
it,
mean to
Austin.
cut it
You
short.
always ruin things for me.
It's what I do.
I'm genuinely interested. Come on. What do you mean? No, I am. I haven't heard any of this.
I implore you, Jesse. Come on. I implore you, please.
Let's just look at each other in awkward silence.
I can do that.
No. Tell us the goddamn story.
I don't know. Basically, that dude was just there for 50 years, like drilling in like 10X, and they had found like this void or like cavity, like 100 or something. Quit. Something.
Stop moving away from it.
I just move a lot.
You need like a setup that's like at your chest and just,
Hangs
like-
off of my neck.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like one of those Japanese screen holders.
If I could wear
that
my
comes off your
AirPods,
chest.
could I wear my AirPods?
oh my god.
Why not?
Because we want your voice to sound good, not like a small teenager on a cellular phone.
Dude, AirPods have the highest quality of sound.
I think these beat it just by a bit.
But then I can move around.
Oh my god. Tell us the story, please.
He's drilling holes for like 50 years.
For an excessive amount
He
of
drilled
time.
10X. which is next to the money pit. The money pit's where the 90-foot stone was. That's what they call it.
The money
All right.
pit. Okay.
Got it.
No, we're talking about 10x.
I know. I understood. You made 2 points. I was confirming one of them. Keep going.
And what's your point?
I don't have any yet. We're waiting for you to finish. Keep going.
Anyway, they found like this void down there, like 100 some odd feet down. And apparently the treasure is buried down there, like 100 some odd feet.
Okay.
Yeah, so they found the void, then the tunnel collapsed.
Oh.
Yeah.
So.
And apparently there were some man-made features in that. But then, okay, that's what he did. And then so the Laginas bought this island. There's this other dude who owned the island, like half of the island. But they own most of the island. And then so these two guys, one of them, he has his own oil company. Because I don't know where they get all this buku dollarage for this expedition. But anyway, Marty and Rick Lagina. These are the two guys on the TV show.
Okay,
Australian,
okay.
'cause they
All right,
sound
Yeah,
Australian.
we're getting there.
Marty and Nick McGina.
No. Okay, so they're the two duos. They're like financing all of like the exploration and everything on the island. And so they've done a bunch of stuff. I think there's been like 8 seasons of the TV show.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
So I don't know. They went down into 10x and then had a diver go down into 10x in the cavity, and they like GPS surveyed it or whatever, and there's like some right angles and stuff, so it's man-made.
So how did they go into it if it collapsed?
I'm gonna come over there. Well, no, it didn't. It did collapse at one point.
But then they like dug it out?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so aren't they closer to the treasure if it's like it's there?
Yeah, that's the idea.
Okay. Did they spend like the first couple seasons digging it out or something, or what?
No.
Like
I don't know what happened. I told you I didn't know everything.
Okay.
Get off my case.
Hey, we have to ask questions. You can just return I do not know that. The show has not provided me that information. You don't got to get defensive. We're just curious.
I am curious.
We's interested, fella.
Okay.
Okay.
Whoa. Okay, so you said 8 people had to die. Have those 8 people died?
7 people have died. Chief.
To this date, right?
7 people have died to this date.
And so they're waiting for the... Do you think that the series finale is going to be one of the brothers dies? That would be crazy, right? And then these doorways open up.
Yeah, and then Jason comes out of the freaking woods.
No, and then it's like a thing, and everybody's mind breaks. Cthulhu emerges. The treasure pit was actually
So
a
what's
portal.
supposedly buried there?
Tell me about it.
Yes.
Hit me up.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm listening.
I don't know. There's a couple things that could be buried there.
Ooh, okay.
Is it a Rolls Royce?
I don't think they had those in the 1700s.
It's Marty's DeLorean that he left there, or Doc left for him.
Neat.
the new Tesla truck.
That
thing.
Those are the right angles.
Yeah.
The treasure, it's been found.
That's the first ad for the Cybertruck.
Yeah.
Can I just go on record saying that thing is super ugly?
Oh, dude, I was telling
Austin loves it, but he
It's
likes
horrendous.
You love it?
It's
Yeah.
horrendous, and I love it because it's an actual company going, have a goddamn truck out of fucking Blade
It's not
Runner.
even a truck.
It's horrendous. No, it is, but it's a UFO. It has a slow ramp.
It's.
So did my grandmother's wheelchair.
Why did her wheelchair have the
Oh,
ramp?
I guess you're right. What she used to get around to her establishment had a ramp.
Cyber wheels.
Yeah.
Anywho,
So
keep
what
going.
could be in there? Like, speculation is like, the Holy Grail, the Ark of the Covenant, stuff from King Solomon's temple. So the idea is that the Knights Templar took the treasure from King Solomon's temple before it was ransacked and took it to Scotland and then took it to Oak Island
Where is Oak Island?
off the coast of Nova Scotia.
Okay.
Don't you know there, bud?
I do now. I mean, yeah, duh. I don't.
Yes.
That is not Canadian.
Oh, a boot?
Yeah, what's that all about? Almost hit a moose on my way up here
You
there,
do
bud.
not know whether I am Canadian.
I ate Canadian
You
bacon
sound-
today.
See, me as well. I also ate Canadian bacon.
You sound like you're straight out of the SS.
No.
I think there's an R. I think you're missing an R. No,
No.
isn't it the SSR?
Wasn't Putin part of the SS?
Austin?
No. It was
The
KGB, the SS.
KGB, SS.
The SS was
Letters,
Nazis.
whatever. SS was Germany. KGB was Russia. We're splitting hairs here. They both suck.
Secret agents. The guys who personally killed people.
MI6.
Men in black.
Honestly, yeah, no, I'm down. I get the confusion. I agree.
Yeah, see?
Where the hell are we? What was happening?
Okay, the show. We finally made it to the show.
And you were telling
No,
us
I was
The
telling
treasures.
you.
what was
The
in it?
treasures.
Templar
Oh, yeah.
treasure from the King Solomon's something.
Temple.
Okay, but isn't
Okay,
like
I was gonna say tomb. I knew I was close.
wasn't like the
King Solomon's treasure.
No, I was gonna say the other stuff. The Ark of the Covenant. Wasn't that like in Israel or something?
King Solomon's temple.
It's a whole temple down there.
That'd
All
be
right,
neat
dude.
as shit.
That-
If
I
it
think
turned
it
into,
was in Roman.
if
Roman.
it turned into AVP
Romania.
halfway through the show, I'd be so down. They hit a temple, they open it up. And
King
there's
Solomon's
demonic
temple.
beings.
I don't know, like the Crusades and stuff. The Knights Templar were the first form of banks, so they took people gave them their riches or money, so they give it to them so it would be protected when they did crusades across.
Okay.
While I was out killing for Jesus, my buddy Fred, who's in the fucking Templars or whatever, held on to my jewels and shit. My wife didn't appreciate it. She wanted them, but whatever.
They had jewels back then.
Yeah, blowing sick clouds, man. Fucking, I may be dying of syphilis, but
Did you see someone got the bubonic plague in was it China?
it happens way more often than you
Yeah,
think.
I've heard that.
Like,
Interesting.
yes, I heard it happen, but it happens way more often than you think.
Really?
It's not as uncommon as you think. Because it's not eradicated. It's just we have treatments, so it doesn't
Comes from rats though, doesn't it?
normally. That's one of the main
Eradicated?
transmission.
Hey, who is who is John Smith? Oh, do you have information on this?
Yeah.
Thank God.
Who is John Smith? I have information on John Smith. Are we transitioning
Hey, what's your
now?
password?
Like I'll tell you.
Come on.
That's it. Like I'll tell you.
Sorry, one moment.
Waiting.
If this is really your password,
Did you put it in all caps?
So John Smith
Put it in all
is
caps.
the man who actually owned the land McInnes was on when he found the Depression.
who was the black dude? Frederick Douglass, the slave.
No, it wasn't Frederick Douglass.
No,
that is a
no,
different.
no. I know.
You
It's-
told me a slave owned land?
It's
He
Samuel.
went. He was from
It's
America.
Samuel Ball.
He went.
It's not Frederick
Okay.
Douglass. It's Samuel Ball. Frederick Douglass is a significant figure in American history.
Rosa Parks owned that land.
All right.
I think
Yeah,
that
you're
was
right.
Obama's island.
Yeah,
No,
but there was also
Samuel
something
Ball
thinking that
was a
he
runaway
found
slave.
Stuff on his land.
So Samuel Ball found the
Runaway
Depression.
slave went and fought with the Brits.
So Samuel Ball bought part of the land that John Smith owned, and that's why McInnes ended up finding the Depression, because he was on Ball's land and ran off into the land that was still owned by John Smith and found the Depression, according
right.
to the information I got.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Okay. Because I have here a list of 14 deaths.
Holy cow.
Yeah, related to that island.
Yeah, who was your source?
Up until 71, I have no deaths.
Really?
There aren't any deaths. I didn't see any deaths before
Okay,
the 17.
To be fair,
No, up until 1971, I have no deaths associated
Maybe,
with
yeah.
1971?
Yeah.
Mine says 1803.
Hey, I can get you a
I have
warranty on that Dell
no
computer.
Get out of
Information.
here. Get out of here.
None of the things I read talked about deaths related to it, and I'll talk about that because I have one source I'm pretty confident in because it's still recognized.
No, hold on. I have
but-
one that's 1775.
1775.
No. I'm sorry. 18. Nope. 1803 is the death. That was date of birth.
That's when I.
So I have no unexpected deaths at the site until 71.
71.
People died who owned the land.
People die every day,
ton.
Michael.
You're right. I have just compiled a list of all the deaths.
I know I said 14. I meant 14 billion.
Oh, man. This says on Oak Island. All of these say they were on Oak Island.
Okay, see, I could see 14 deaths on Oak Island, but I don't have any, accidental deaths or unexplained deaths until 71, and then that was a mining accident.
Okay, so they're all related. Okay, that might be... Because one here is died in a boiler explosion on Oak Island, 1861. Unknown worker.
60. So that would have been the commercial dig, right? The first commercial dig.
Maybe
Because
it
I
says
have
boiler. And then I have in 1897, someone falls down a shaft on Oak Island.
Get the fuck off your phone. Oh, are you looking up info?
I'm texting.
No, look up info if you're on your phone. Don't text. Gosh, where was it? I don't have anything before 61 as a death.
John W. McGinnis, descendant
John
of,
Cena.
Different.
Different, yeah.
Older.
This one you can see.
Only difference.
Yeah. I mean, these are just what I have, and obviously the source I wouldn't say is the most credible.
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. Known deaths on Oak Island since the money pit was opened is what was the website.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow, okay.
So
Since the money pit was opened?
yeah,
Okay, so the two main sources I'm using are a paper from 1971 by the Bureau of Business, the Spanish in Nova Scotia in the 16th century, a hint in the Oak Island treasure mystery. A paper by Ross Wilhelm from the University of Michigan, who moved to Toronto and started doing Nova Scotia papers for business in the early 70s, and then did so through the 90s. And then a portion of Debrizay's chapter 25 from 1895 of The History of the County of Lunenburg, Nova Scotia by Des Brisay, The Oak Island Mystery, the islands in Chester Bay and incidents connected with the same, including searches made for kids' treasure at Oak Island.
What do you call that writing on your hat?
This is a stylized text, but it says Arcspire.
Okay.
Hey, speaking of text,
You're right. I got a text message.
Well, I'm still good.
thanks, man. I'm good. How's it going?
So those are the ones I'm using. The one about kids' treasures from 1895, so less than 100.
Captain Kidd?
That's the oldest reference I found that goes in depth. There's an older one that talks about it, but it's even
Yeah,
more
so that's
dismissive.
something else that could be there.
It's even more dismissive.
Wait, what could be there?
Captain Kidd's treasure.
Who the hell's Captain Kidd?
Sunk a ship in the swamp. The
Captain
swamp is
Kidd
man-made.
Is a supposed old school pirate legend. He was most scholars think it was just a group of pirates recognized as Kidd because they all dealt in the same portion of the Arctic Sea,
Okay.
and they were all very feared because they were very effective.
Okay.
They were good at sailing in cold weather and stuff. And then this is supposedly a hiding spot for their treasure.
Yeah, sunk a
But-
ship.
The Des Brisay, the oldest one I found, talks about it. And what just happened?
Keep going. Keep going. Keep
So
going.
sorry.
It's one of those moments me and Jesse are having.
I don't know how to respond to that. So, oh my god, what the?
Keep going.
I like drums,
no
man. You can't fake a drum
Pay
solo.
no attention to me.
I'm over here like. So, he talks about how, as of the 1850s, people had started digging there who weren't the McInneses or related to them. And they found dick all. And then in 1865...
Yep, say it. Go ahead. Say what you're going to say. Yeah,
No.
We're going to say.
The final McInnes child dies. And in the mid-1860s, a man passed away claiming to have buried treasure with a notable pirate somewhere off the coast of Boston. However, info was disseminated by the Oak Island Association, which is a group of random people and investors who joined together to research Oak Island upon the death of the McInnes family and anyone else who owned the land.
Ooh, was that by chance John W. McInnes?
The final one, I believe so.
I just have it as a death on my list.
Oh, no, I think Father Thomas Whitford of Chester is the last one, I think.
Father, no.
Because Daniel McInnes has a kid who is Thomas Whitford of Chester.
Mm-mm.
And he's the last one who has any claim to the land from that family. Because he purchases it from Paul.
Obviously, a lot of stuff happened here. Okay.
Like I say, we're getting there. But a man passed away saying that. And then the whole McInnes story kind of wraps up at that point.
Did they make the beer?
In 1863, a Halifax mining corporation, with permission from the Oak Island Association, starts digging there. A ton of information comes out, and DeBrizet preserves it in his as well as this other thing I didn't have time to look up because I couldn't afford the book. It's like $100 book. It's The Oak Island Mystery by Harris.
It's an Oak Island book?
Expensive. Yeah, there's tons. Because there's islands about all the Nova Scotia
Let's go to the
islands
Denver
legally.
Library.
They don't have it. I checked.
Nerd.
You can request it, but it'll take months or some shit
Because it's so popular.
No, because there's one copy for the nation or something. It's a Canadian ledger. They didn't make many copies.
Once I tried to request a Harry Potter book, it took forever.
Scholastic School.
Dude, it took me forever.
Yeah.
I tried to get the Metro books before they
I was
got
totally
removed.
joking about that. I never did.
I did. I tried to get the books for the Metro games. They have books. And now they don't have them at the library anymore. They removed them.
Remember,
dagger.
fund your libraries, your public libraries.
Or they're going to start censoring your content.
Stop.
They already do that.
Okay.
But after that company, the mining operation in 1863 ends in 1865. And then in 1866, a separate group of just dudes that pit those other guys dug? And then a mining company
This
dug?
is probably with Teddy Roosevelt.
I don't believe so.
What was the
But
year?
this is when...
Yeah, it's the
This
year.
is a different investment company went in and rediscovered the stone with the translation and took the rough thing where they take a piece of charcoal and what is that called? Where you take a piece of vellum or paper and then you scrape
transcribe? What? No, I know what you're talking
Yeah, I can't remember it for the life of me right now. You used to do it in elementary school.
Yeah. You
Sten-
shade,
oh, it's not stencil.
you
is it?
shade
You
it
know
on
what
there.
you do
Yeah,
though.
yeah,
Where
yeah.
you'd
Patrick!
use that to he'll figure it out later, but he'll plop it up in editing, whatever the hell it is.
Just do a voiceover of us. Stencil.
No, just the robot, like a robot voice.
Alexa?
Impressioning. Something like that. Regardless, they did one of those of it. And as of 1971, based on a transcript from 1868, this guy had this translation, which I am going to now attempt to say, and y'all are going to be like,
Patrick. What is it called when you get a piece of paper and you scribble on it and it shows what you scribbled on there?
You remember when you used to put a piece of paper on a manhole cover and then take charcoal?
I know what you're talking about.
Is it impressioning? Is that what it's called? Something like that?
Probably a bunch of viewers that are just like, God damn it, it's called this.
These morons, these hacks.
That probably happens to people. But I know what
So-
you're talking about, yeah.
Yeah. So they did it, and this is what he had: is a okta g to mich jo o
Is this the
ya
German?
sumidik.
Dude, that's Spanish. I'll translate that.
And now,
I
in-
know exactly what this is. It's found beneath the big hole
in 1880 something, somebody translated it as 80 guide a maze of drain or something like that.
So
Something
it's probably like a sewer
So
drain.
the maze is what can fill the flood tunnels up.
So then this guy in 71 uses a cipher because he determines, based on his research, that most likely it's not related to pirates or treasure or anything. It's an emergency drop for the Spanish because it uses part of Philip II's exclusive cipher code.
Cypher, that one dude from The Flash.
You're thinking about the Matrix, and he's the guy who betrayed everybody.
No. When
There is also a cipher in
Barry
The Flash, but shut up, that's not related.
Cisco.
No,
Kid was a friend of mine.
no, freaking
The San Francisco
when Barry
treat.
has to fight Barry.
That was Barry. He was fighting.
No, he was something with an S.
The hell is
The silver
happening?
thing.
He's talking about the Flash. He got this Flash kick going on. I don't remember his
I'm
name.
lost.
We'll talk about the Flash
Later.
next podcast.
I'll have to go.
We're
catch
not to
up
the show yet.
on all 28 seasons. But he determined it was most likely one of Philip II's personal codes because when
Savitar.
he used ciphers, yeah, when he used that to translate it, he got this at 80 feet guide. Or at 80 feet guide, maze or millet into the estuary or froth drain.
All right, yeah.
There's a nearby water source that has
The ocean.
No. There's two near because the water table back then when this was made was most likely lower
Right.
because Philip II was a while ago.
Well, in Smith's Cove, apparently they built like the box drains that.
Yeah,
flood
they
all
had the drains that would fill it. You filled it with maize and it'd cut it off. But all of the evidence based on when the cipher was used would say that it was an emergency drop for goods if a ship was having trouble in cold weather near Nova Scotia while shipping for Philip II. There's no evidence about Kidd ever between 18
Oh, yeah,
whatever
I don't
until
know
now.
about Kidd.
There's no evidence about Templars ever either.
That's a lie.
What's the evidence against the Templars then?
In 1895, nobody had heard anything about Templars. And in
There's a Templar cross on the island, like carved into a stone.
And in 1971, no one had heard of Templars. And nobody had reported any carvings or anything before or after that.
Well, this one dude. Wait, what were you talking about? In 1971?
No, between 1895 and his research dates back. He interviewed people from this like 1860s. Between 1860 or so and 1971, nobody had ever reported anything Templar-esque or anything indicating treasure or anything indicating really much at all other than you could store crap at this point here if you blocked the water flow. And then in 1866, two investment companies tried to make a show, some sort of like event of it. They started taking people to the island to show off the treasure that could lie beneath Oak Island. And then they tried it again in 70-something.
Okay. What's that have to do with the price of tea in China?
Well, if we look at the
That's what's
extensive...
under there, man.
We're going to have to do a little more research on Philip II, but I'm sure he had
All right.
some...
Well, I
So
don't
that's
know.
what I
In the
found.
show, they found like a Templar cross out of lead. They got it like carbon dated by the university, and it was in like before 17 whatever. And then that same Templar cross, they went over to France or something like that, where they held the Templars.
But how'd they know it was a Templar cross and not some
Just-
sort of pilfered thing the Spanish were hiding?
Well, just because of the shape of it and everything. I'm getting to that. So like where they
You
have So-
good tin.
So wherever the Templars were held, like I forgot who made the thing where they had to like where they killed all of them and put them in prison, all the Templars. So where they spent their final days, it was somewhere in France, like locked up. They had a bunch of like they carved a bunch of stuff into the walls. That exact same cross was on the wall where the Templars died.
Hear me out.
You fucking ET.
How complex was...
Wait,
Hey, man, sometimes you got to phone home. How complex was that cross? Was it significant enough it couldn't just be like, I drawed a cross on the wall because this is the kind I had, and then here is a lead cross that was left at a Spanish place at some point.
Because Joe Rogan and
Yeah.
Galante were talking about that, or Gallant, I don't know what his name.
What were they talking about?
The Oak Island.
Just because Joe Rogan said it doesn't make it true.
Shut your mouth.
Whoa.
Okay, I'm sorry. That got a little heated.
Yeah, clearly.
We'll deliberate to Jesse for this one.
I did note on here that...
This one.
Whoa, okay. I'll just shut my
I'm
bitch-ass
fair.
mouth up.
Austin, I would like to take this time to apologize for my tone.
Can I see?
No.
All right, that's fair.
Would you agree that's a fairly vague cross shape?
Nope.
Let me see it. That could be a person. I'm looking at the one on the right?
Dude, they're the exact same.
Dude, that could be a person.
Patrick, come look at this.
This week on Ancient Aliens.
I mean, so what's the one that they wrote on the...
So the one that they found, and then the carving on the wall where the Templars died.
Does look
What about the hole?
similar. I know, I did. I was about to say the hole, too. Because I agree with the whole part. But the freaking... The circle
What do you
part-
mean the hole? It was a necklace.
The one on the... Oh.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, alright. You got us there. Got us.
A pendant.
Necklace.
I don't know. I do think that looks odd with that.
I don't know. It got carbon.
circular top.
Right. It got like carbon dated to when the Knights Templar were around. And they found it on Oak Island.
Don't show
Well,
Patrick that.
Duh.
I found something that said there's a possibility that Maria Antoinette's lost crown jewels are down
Yep,
there.
I've heard that one too. Or Francis Bacon's.
At least
Poetry.
by 1971, none of that had been claimed yet.
What's your source on that?
Ross Wilhelm's Bureau of Business, number 23, the Spanish in Nova Scotia in the 16th century, a hint on the Oak Island treasure mystery. And it's a Canadian public affairs paper about the current state of Oak Island and then his own interpretation.
It's in Canada. It's not a state.
Okay.
Province. Get it right, bud.
Yeah, put that in your pipe and smoke it, buddy.
Okay, I'm just thinking about it.
How?
Just because you can't understand the way I used state doesn't...
I was being facetious, you dingus.
It sounded pretty serious, ya dingus.
Joke's on you, a-hole.
Okay, so somebody built this underground labyrinth.
And then on 10X, like they got this like big ass. What the hell is it?
Drill?
It's kind of like a drill, but like a crane pushes it into the ground and it oscillates, and it's 3 feet wide and it's hollow.
Okay.
And they keep putting like huge things like on top of each other. So like when you drill like 90 feet down, it won't collapse. But anyway, in those holes, they
Mike.
found like
Mike.
Talking to your mic.
they
It was like
found,
you just ran away from the show as you said that line. And I'd like to continue.
Anyway, like down, like around where the treasure's supposed to be, like 100 feet or whatever the heck, they found like pottery and stuff all the way down there, and they found human bone down there, and they found like parchment down there as well.
So is this still from the show?
Yes.
Okay, have they ever confirmed this individually with other folk?
Yeah, they have to have an architect like with them at all times.
An architect?
You mean
Fuck
archaeologist?
you.
So I'm really thinking we do an open kitchen plan over where we found the cross. And then over next to 10X, we'll have a lovely platter and we'll have a dining room next to
Vaulted
the original
ceilings.
money pit. Vaulted ceilings to simulate the
And the
depth
money
of
pit.
the pit. We'll put glass over the money pit. We'll have a constant drill, no extra depth, but it'll be placed at the bottom for aesthetic.
Now it fucking makes sense. Case closed.
I think we're done here.
Oh, man.
You know what I meant.
Oh,
Obviously, I did. Did you see how good?
All right. So anyway, they have to have one of them with them at all times now.
A caretaker?
Archaeologist.
so
That's good.
Well, no. So like the archaeologist like verifies these artifacts and stuff like that, and any like structures that they find on the island.
okay, so they're
who's the
finding bones like
archaeologist?
it's like a grave, or is it like people just down
No,
there
like
dying?
random parts. Like apparently, they had slaves from Africa that they had like dig the tunnels, and they left like a couple of them down there.
But then why is there pottery down there?
Exactly.
Well, because they needed teacups while they died in the hole.
No way.
Weird, right?
I don't know. It just doesn't. In that aspect, doesn't make sense. Like it's like
Who's
a mix
the
of
archaeologist? Who's the architect?
Ted Mosby.
Donald Trump.
I hate you.
Why do you hate me?
Just that show.
Wow. It's because you will never find love.
You probably. That is a sad reality I've had to accept.
Don't worry.
Thanks for bringing it up.
We should be making this podcast well into our 80s.
I'm gonna look great the whole time. Hello, welcome to Skeptical Fellas looking for ladies. I don't got rhymes and fucking shit no more. I'm single still.
Have you seen Stranger Things season 82?
Have you seen Strangest Things season 31?
Yes. Okay. I don't know. It just
Laird Niven.
Laird Niven. I don't know the credibility of one Laird Niven, but we'll have to find that out.
And they've got Gary Allen.
Who's Gary Allen?
That's a country singer.
So what, he's on there just for musical breaks, just like
Nothing's made me
I'm
more.
a little bit money
I'm
pit
just sitting out here watching airplanes.
with my feet in a 10x $1,000 drop.
No, his name's Gary. I don't know if his last name's Allen, but he's the metal detector guy.
Hey, Gary, I'm gonna need you to come over here. Hold on.
He's
looking.
the old guy they picked up in Toronto when they flew in. Like, hey, man,
No, he has an accent. He's not from Toronto.
Probably from Florida.
what's
No.
his accent?
It's like Scottish or something.
He could be from fucking Toronto. We got people here with that accent, and they identify as Coloradans.
You can identify whatever you want now.
True. I've been a step stool for months.
And I'm a helicopter.
See, that's way better. I should have been a helicopter.
You still
but
could be,
I felt like I related more to a step stool.
Wait, what makes you a helicopter?
because I'm really cool.
Oh, okay.
I'm expensive and gyroscopic.
Very maneuverable.
I just pictured you in your room.
Except for in a high breeze.
Yep, that's exactly. Yep, nailed it on the head. I'm a helicopter.
Jump off the couch,
Yeah.
spinning.
See, and that's why he's single.
Because, yeah, women just can't
You
handle.
can't
expensive
handle the
things.
Apache, man.
One day he's gonna meet a woman who has the helicopter logo tattooed above her pelvis. He's like, "This is it."
He's gonna see the rotors above her pants and the.
Why would she have rotors?
Because it's on the top
And
of the
then-
goddamn helicopter.
And then
I can't say things because I'm gonna be on the interwebs.
the dark
we
web.
don't want to get too lewd, fellas.
That's true. That's true. Oh, okay.
They found old brooches.
Like for a hair,
Yeah,
it seems like there's a lot of like.
they found a bunch of
Random
random
junk.
crap, and
Piles
then a
of
bunch of old
brooches.
coins. In Smith's Cove, they put this like barrier out and then drained the cove down. Apparently, where the box tunnels are. And in the box tunnels, they've also found like coconut fibers, because apparently that's what they used.
Yeah,
back then.
maize or millet.
But there's no coconuts anywhere near Canada.
Maize or millet. That's what I'm saying. I still think so. Given the information I've provided on top of that, would you be willing to accept that instead of being a treasure pit, it was an old storage zone for Philip II, and it was used for treasure, but it's probably just junk they left behind? And
It sounds like a storage or like a trash.
Anyway,
It was an
they
emergency
found
store.
in Smith's Cove, they found like a U-shaped structure. They found like a wooden boat dock. They found a bunch of weird wood crap. They're about to find the drains, and then they had the wood tested, and it all comes back pre like 1740.
Which would still fit Philip.
I don't know. Something obviously happened there.
Let's get some last thoughts, boys.
I'm saying based off of
The fact that
Go ahead. No, don't.
Nope.
No. Here, let me open it
Hit
up.
me
again.
up. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Hit me up. What
Based
were you
on the
about to say?
fact-
Based on the fact.
Yeah, slam that beer, bitch.
Slam that beer while I can see that fucking sparkle on your lip. Keep going.
That's from the Christmas decorating.
Festive.
it's a beauty mark.
Anyway, go on. What were we gonna say?
Okay, My Little Pony. Keep going.
That was just really insensitive.
Hi, welcome to Insensitivity with 3.
Go on.
I wasn't even gonna say anything.
Say it. What were we gonna say?
Nothing.
Okay.
Well, that's a
Austin?
bit of an anticlimax, I'll be honest. I was very
Sorry, I
excited
didn't
to
make
hear
you
it.
climax.
How often do you have to say that?
You know, there's gonna be people like watching the podcast and be like, "I've heard that from Jesse before."
That often, huh?
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's happening to you. How would we know?
What do you mean?
We can change that tonight, boys. Let's turn this podcast around.
What was this final thoughts again? What?
Oh, yeah. Hey, final thoughts.
Yeah, go ahead.
Conclusion.
Are we talking about women? Thoughts?
No. Go on,
Close.
Austin.
Based on Ross Wilhelm, the guy who did the final, like, big funded government report that went through verification through
This was so
multiple
long ago.
universities. It has been a long time. But at that point, he did his own dig to discover as much as he could and determine most likely, even if there is valuable items still, or are valuable items still left in the pit, it's leftovers from an emergency storage location used by the Spanish during Philip II's reign, based on the fact that it's a cipher disk cipher that was almost exclusive to Philip II's reign, that translates best the text from the original stone. So based on
But why
that,
would they put that stone 90 feet down from 10 freaking... Huh?
so according to the information I have, it wasn't 90 feet down. They found the stone at 40 feet. They found the final layer of, like, where they found like a tube where it looked like walls had been built out of some sort of compacted liquefied stone, a pseudo cement, was at 90
Maybe
feet.
they did find it at 40 and then it
yeah,
said at 90 was the treasure.
The original translation, as best they can with the cipher discs that this guy gave, was at 80, guide maize or millet into the estuary or froth drain. And then supposedly you'd be able to dig down and find everything you'd buried and take it up and then put it back, because that would block the groundwater from getting in. So that's what I'm going with. I believe that based on the fact that in 1895, everybody thought it was bumptious.
Austin, hater of facts.
God, man. We're gonna if this gets big, we're going to have to make T-shirts.
So
I-
then Michael's turn.
I just feel like I'm kind of more on Austin's side about
Yeah,
it.
of course.
Well, dude, okay, think about
I
it.
was set up here.
No, you weren't. Okay.
I was set up.
Let's just think about it from this approach. How many shows are out there that they're just like we're looking for
Mountain
treasure.
Monsters, love that show.
Good show. Good show. But
I liked River Monsters.
That was a great show too.
Okay, there was that show that was like Pablo Escobar's Millions or whatever. And they were looking for his $1 million in like the Colombian rivers. So I think they just like jumped on this bandwagon of like, there's treasure. Let's try to make a show and find it.
No, there's another show, Lost Gold of World War II.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
And they tried to do the same thing in the 70s to make a publicity campaign about it. get people to visit, make a radio serial. And
Well,
a
I don't know.
TV
It's
show.
hard to find any information from the TV show because they don't release any of the information
That's
because
the
they own
thing.
everything.
That's the thing. Because it's happened before where people have tried to make it into some sort of money scheme by monetizing the concept
Right.
of a treasure hunt. Because it happened in the 60s. Investors were like,
these-
look, this
these people don't
treasure,
need
give
money."
me money. In the 70s.
But they're generating money from the show. I guarantee that.
Well, yeah.
So it's
the way
easy money for them.
economics works.
Right, but it's just easy money. It's a free fucking payday.
That's the thing. I feel like most likely if instead of multiple corporations over years having been like, there might be treasure on this island, let's go search. If it'd been dorky nerds who took way too much time from Canada over
Steroids.
the past 100 years, they'd have been like, it was almost 98% sure that it was a Spanish cash used in emergencies that hasn't been used since the late 16 to 1700s.
See, I just think that it's just like,
I don't know. There's
it
a
was
lot of
something.
information that
Okay, but I'm
we're
sure
gonna have to do this again.
No, I'm sure
We
it
can
would
do an update one because
Yeah.
I've still got multiple sources I need to read up on. Because, like I said, I couldn't.
I'll
Get,
actually do research.
I couldn't get the Harris book. That's
Your
$100.
research is just like on to episode 2.
Hey,
I couldn't get that
I
Harris
think.
book. That's $100.
Hey,
Is he trying to wrap it up?
Yeah.
Real hard?
he never does usually.
Cut it.
He hates us.
It's you, bud.
Yeah.
Finish it.
Finish it with some final thoughts,
What's your
Jesse.
thought? We've
Well,
expressed
final
where
thoughts.
we're at.
Final thoughts. Obviously, something crazy had happened there. Who knows? They find all these weird artifacts and stuff that date back into the time frame of like the Knights Templar and like treasure and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't know what happened, but something happened.
Fair.